right, welcome to Metal Up Your Podcast. This is episode 445. We're going to finally do it. We're going to listen to the new Megadeth album. I'm excited. I'm hard on Dave Mustaine. We know this. It's well documented, but I'm pulling for him. I want the record to be good. I'm excited to give it a listen. They say that you don't know that you like a song until after you've heard it 6 or 7 times. That's apparently the psychology of the brain with whether or not you know that you like something. I don't think we're going to listen to the album 6 times tonight, but we are going to burn it down. I'm going to give each song a ranking. We're going to talk about the lyrics. And, who knows? This might be my new favorite album. You never know. A little bit of housekeeping. I launched the YouTube page. I want to say thanks to everyone that was a part of that already subscribed, that's getting in the comments, that's engaging. All that stuff really helps with the algorithm and getting more ears and eyes on the podcast. It's been pretty fun making all this stuff. It's only going to get better. Every time I do one of these, I learn more about it. And so your feedback is really helpful. I want to also thank the patrons for giving me a lot of really good feedback and kind of just being, my cheerleaders over there and giving me the encouragement to keep doing this. It's a lot of work, but I'm really digging it. And speaking of that, we got 2 new patrons. Let's say thank you to Psycho Arts and Hans Weston. You can see the link down below if you want to be a part of that. Here's what I want to talk about before we get into the Mustaine stuff. A few weeks ago, we talked about the Metallica album that almost was, a follow-up to Death Magnetic. I did not really know about this, and someone wrote in, Christopher Langer wrote in, which, by the way, you can write in metalupyourpodcastshow@gmail.com, and I will read it on the show. But he wrote in and said, "Hi, Clint, episode 441, you talked about the recording plans for a follow-up to Death Magnetic during 2011. I found an article on Louder Sound that covers the Metallica timeline between Death Magnetic and Hardwired. There are several entries for 2011 with quotes from Lars and Rob regarding preparations for a new album. The timeline also mentions Rick Rubin talking about it." So we're going to kind of go through this and just ruminate on that. And, I've been critical before of Rick Rubin, his production style. And we'll get into the loudness wars, the issues with the sonic brick walling of Death Magnetic, which I just find inexcusable. But I am a fan. I'm a big fan of the records that he has been a part of, especially those middle Tom Petty records. Wildflowers, the She's the One soundtrack, which is actually my favorite Heartbreakers album, and Echo are just 3 of my favorite albums of all time. All the Chili Peps stuff, the legendary work that he did with Run DMC, with Slayer. I mean, the man is obviously gifted and special. I just take issue with his style, and he's not around a lot. I take issue with his sort of mildly braggadocious lack of technical knowledge about music. Doesn't know how to work a soundboard, doesn't know what a compressor is, doesn't know what EQ is, can't play an instrument. I'm skeptical of that. There's a 2-hour making of documentary, fly-on-the-wall footage of Death Magnetic. He's hardly in it. What's going on there? How do you explain that? Anyway, we'll get into the Rick Rubin stuff, but I wanted to go through this timeline so we could talk about this. So we're going to start with the release of Death Magnetic and then kind of just go through what the boys were up to. They were busy, man. They were busy. September 12th, 2008, Death Magnetic officially released. September 19th, 2008, Death Magnetic debuts at number 1 in the U.S., selling almost 500,000 copies during its first week. The album begins its residence at the top of the Billboard charts for 3 weeks. So they sold 500,000 copies in 1 week. That's just like a different world, dude. Can you imagine that now? To juxtapose that, actually, which congrats to Dave Mustaine, but the new album, the self-titled Megadeth album, is their first time ever going number 1 on Billboard 200. Now, Metallica went number 1 with 500,000 units sold. Megadeth went number 1 with a little over 60,000. Let that sink in. April 4th, 2009. Metallica inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. Former bassist Jason Newsted performs with the band while Cliff Burton's parents are present to see their late son posthumously inducted. I find that so beautiful. I got to become friends with Ray Burton before he passed away. He was on our 100th episode of the podcast. Just what a sweet man, and may he rest in peace. November 13th, 2010, there's talk of the band working on a new album. Here's the first mention of it. Lars tells Pulse of Radio, there's a bunch of balls in the air for 2011, but I think the main one is we really want to get back to writing again. That's a pretty soft record announcement, I guess. November 21st, 2010, the band's World Magnetic Tour ends with 3 dates at Melbourne's Rod Laver Arena. November 26, 2010, Metallica released a live EP, Live at Grimey's. Shout out to Nashville. At the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California, Robert Trujillo reveals the band will record their new album with Ricky Rubin. There's no shortage of riffage in Metallica's world right now, he says. June 21st, Rick Rubin reveals the band have started work on a follow-up to Death Magnetic. In an interview with Billboard, the producer says, I had a meeting with Lars in San Francisco to explore what the focus was going to be this time around. I'm still thinking about what that's going to be. I'll ask a lot of questions and we'll listen to the riffs they've been writing. He's like, yeah, I need to know how much couch time Daddy's going to get on this record. For every minute on the couch, I would like $20,000? July 8th and 9th, Big Four gigs. September 14th, Big Four at the Yankee Stadium. October 16th, 2011, Rob Trujillo divulges some more information on the new album. He's like the Pied Piper of Metallica this time. He's the Paul Revere. We've been in the studio with Rick Rubin working on a couple of things. We're going to be recording during most of next year, says the bassist. A new album surely on the horizon. So they're in there. They're working. They're putting stuff down. What is it? What's that material? Metallica's not a band with a lot of leftover stuff. Halloween of 2011, Lulu, the band's collaboration with Lou Reed, is released and met with mixed reviews. I mean, we all know about Lulu. I know that people out there like Lulu. It has fans. I'm a huge Lou Reed fan, a huge Metallica fan. Lulu's pretty tough. Tough one. And we know that they recorded that April, May, and June of 2011. And the Greg Fidelman produced it, who, of course, engineered Death Magnetic, who I think actually shadow produced it because he's the only one in the fucking videos. They were making that record kind of quietly in the shadows while they were maybe simultaneously working with Rick Rubin on new post-Death Magnetic original material. I don't know. That's the mystery of this timeline. December 5th, 2011, Metallica celebrate their 30th anniversary with a series of 4 shows at the Fillmore in San Francisco. Easily one of the coolest things they've ever done. 4 shows, tiny, historic club, but that's where we play with Morgan. Played the Fillmore a couple times. $6 for the Met Club. Tons of guests, tons of deep cuts. Just an amazing thing that they did. December 13th, the band released a 4-track digital EP, Beyond Magnetic. CD follows a month later. They, of course, debuted all 4 of those songs at the 30th anniversary gigs. February 7th, 2012, so we're into 2012, Metallica reveals details of their very own festival called Orion Music and More. June 23rd, the band's 2-day festival takes place in Atlantic City. The band performed Ride the Lightning and the Black Album in full over the 2 nights. Only time they've ever played one of my favorite deep cuts, Escape. July 26th, another morsel of album news. Lars says, every time James Hetfield picks up a guitar, there's some brilliant riffs that come out of it. I try to make sure that they're all recorded, and I try to do my best to keep up with them and try to put some drums in behind them. Talk of the album being released in 2014, which would be 6 years in between, with a whole world tour in there. November 30th, 2012, Metallica, this is an interesting wrinkle because I think this might have had something to do with it. They leave Warner Brothers, set up their own label, forming Blackened Recordings as the ultimate in independence, putting us in the driver's seat of our own creative destiny. We're looking forward to making more music and getting it all out to you in our own unique way. Jesus. It's like pre-ChatGPT. December 10th, 2012, Quebec Magnetic comes out. It's the first release on Blackened Recordings. January 8th, 2013, Ulrich tells Classic Rock about the new album's process. He says, what we're doing now certainly sounds like a continuation of Death Magnetic. He also said, I love Rick Rubin. We all love Rick. We're in touch with Rick constantly. We'll see where it goes. It would stun me if the record came out in 2013. Here's what you don't want to say about your producer. We're in touch constantly. What are you talking about? You mean you see him every day, all day? He's up your ass all day, every day? Because that's what producers do. You're not in touch with your producer, dude. You live with your producer. June 8th, Second Orion Festival kicks off. They play that Kill 'Em All set as Dahan, one of the coolest things they've ever done. July 19th, the band plays San Diego's Comic-Con in the run-up to the release of their concert film Through the Never. Ulrich tells reporters 2014 will be all about making a new Metallica record. In about another year and a half, you'll probably see one. September 27th, 2013, Through the Never released in cinemas. December 8th, Metallica traveled almost 8,000 miles away to the South Shetland Islands of Antarctica to play a gig to a handful of people. The show, which takes place inside a plastic igloo, is dubbed Freeze 'Em All. And of course, we all know they did not play Trapped Under Ice. And then from then on, all talk of new album goes away, goes bye-bye, which they had their hands full. They did a lot in that time. They made a movie. They launched a festival. My friend Drew Holcomb launched a festival in Memphis like 10 years ago, and he's like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's very, very hard to put a festival on and to have it be able to incubate and live and lose money until it can start making money. But I mean, ultimately, I'm glad they didn't make this record with Rick. I just don't think that was a good idea. I don't understand what Rick had to do with what was cool about Death Magnetic. I'm a big Death Magnetic fan. I consider it sort of a spiritual successor to And Justice for All. Long songs, they're progressive solos, intricate riffs. Other than Unforgiven 3, kind of vague lyrics. They don't seem too personal. Definitely not as personal as Load, Reload, and Saint Anger, the three before it. And, you know, the Rick Rubin thing, it annoys me. It annoys me. It annoys me that he sort of flaunts that he doesn't know anything technical about music. It annoys me that he's not present. Some artists and observers criticize Rubin for being disengaged during recording sessions, often described as sitting on a couch, meditating, or simply nodding rather than actively producing. Slipknot's Corey Taylor described his experience working with Rubin as he kicked it on the couch, stroked his beard, nodded, and then was out. I don't get that. When you're a producer, you live there. You live in it. I think that if you're a producer, you need to know how to play an instrument. You need to know what melodies are, harmonies are. I'm not saying you absolutely have to. I'm not making rules. I'm just saying in general. I mean, who are other producers that don't know music? Jimmy Iovine. He's not one of my favorites either. Also made great records. Again, I'm a fan of so many of the records he's made, but there's that whole thing that went viral of Rick Rubin with Flea, where he's face-to-face with Flea. They're making Blood Sugar Sex Magic. They're working on Give It Away, pretty big song. And it appears as if Rick Rubin is helping Flea come up with that iconic bass line. And Flea came out later and said, look, that video that you guys are all talking about, he's trying to get me to change the bass line that I'd already written. He's trying to get me to simplify it. And I was just trying his idea. But I ended up scrapping it and going with what I'd already written, which was the right move. He also has taken kind of a strangely positive stance on the whole AI thing. Rubin's positive stance on using artificial intelligence in music, calling it the new punk rock, has been heavily criticized by those who believe it undermines genius, musicianship, and artistry. And, I mean, I have so many opinions about AI and music, and if you've been listening to the podcast for the last month or two, you've heard it, and I'm going to do a rant about it now. I'm not going to put it in the main episode because I don't know how many people want to hear it. It will be for the patrons if you want to check that out, link below. Those are my thoughts on that. I appreciate you guys listening. All right, let's take a break, and we are going to hear from our sponsors at Nuprin. And then we're going to dive into this new Megadeth album. Here we go.
I can't talk about it anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Here, take 2 of these.
Ah, Nuprin. Little. Yellow. Different.
Okay, Megadeth, self-titled. Let's talk about it before we start listening. This is the 17th and final studio album by American thrash metal band Megadeth. Produced by Dave Mustaine and Chris Rakestraw. Released January 23rd, 2026. Megadeth's only album with guitarist Timu. Sorry, that's Timu's theme sound. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm compelled to do that. I got a bunch of those in here. It's the first album since 2009's Endgame to feature bassist James Lamenzo. Dirk Verbruggen on drums, the Belgian drummer formerly known for Soilwork. Okay, nice, cool. 4 singles released: Tipping Point, I Don't Care, Let There Be Shred, and Puppet Parade. Received mixed to positive reviews from critics, but it's the band's first and only album to reach number 1 on the Billboard 200, which I say congrats to that, Dave. Congrats, man. That's cool. The Billboard 200 is interesting because it's not just like rock or metal or alternative charts. It's you're competing against Taylor Swift, pop music, hip-hop music, folk music, jazz music. Sade might be on that list, dude. You beat out Sade, potentially.
Hello, me. Meet the real me.
The new self-titled album earned 73,000 equivalent album units in the United States in the week ending January 29th, marking the act's best week by units earned since the chart began ranking in December of 2014. The bulk of the sum was driven by pure album sales, purchasing of physical and digital copies totaling 69,000. That's the biggest sales week for any Megadeth album since '99 when Risk opened with 74,000 units sold. Of the album's 69,000 sales, physical purchases of CD, vinyl, and cassette tapes totaled 56,000, with 22,000 of that sum on vinyl. That marks Megadeth's best week on vinyl in the modern era. Pretty cool. I mean, I wonder how much them putting Ride the Lightning had to do with that. Megadeth's debut of 73,000 units marks the lowest sum at number 1 on the Billboard 200 since last May when SZA's SOS returned to number 1 on the May 3rd dated chart with 52,000 units. One of the things I found interesting about the record is that most of it was co-written by Timu, with the only sole writing credit to Dave Mustaine being the single I Don't Care. Mastered by, guess what? Bringing it all back home. Guess who mastered the album? One Mr. Death Magnetic known Loudness War, Ted Jensen. But you know me, I'm the same OG, I keep it low key. I don't give a fuck what the critics say. We're going to find out for ourselves right now. And for the YouTubers out there, I'm not going to be able to play the music, so you're just going to see me at the end of the song reacting to it and giving you my score. You will be able to see the video of everything on Patreon. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's get into it here with track 1 called The Tipping Point. Here we go. Okay. All right, little guitar harmony. Go get him, Timu. It's a mean riff.
Today I may bleed, but tonight you will die.
Okay.
Snatched in your sleep in the blackest night. You buried the truth under layers of lies. There's no return. Now you've crossed the line. Push me, I push you back. Tipping point. Tipping point.
That's a nice little hook.
Hiding your secrets out in plain sight. Dead men don't talk and bullets don't lie.
Bullets don't lie.
Watching the life drain out from your eyes. Crossing my heart, how I hope you will die. Push me, I push you back. Tipping point.
I really like this chorus.
Tipping point.
Wow. Ooh, it's slowing down. Nice gong placement.
You won't define me. You won't deny me. I'm at my tipping point. You won't define me. You'll never find me. I'm at my tipping point. You won't define me. You won't deny me. I'm at my tipping point. You won't define me. You'll never find me. I'm at my tipping point.
I wonder if he's at his tipping point. Wow. Okay. Tipping point. Rockin' ending. Kind of a strange outro, actually. I don't know why, but it kind of reminded me of early Kiss records, where they would just repeat this interesting thing at the end. I'm thinking about Shout It Out Loud. I love the chorus. I'm kind of bummed that they never sang the chorus again. You push me, I push you back. I'm at my tipping point. It's pretty cool. The solos, to me, obviously are awesome, but they sound like video games. You know what I mean? They sound like Road Rash. But I gotta say, and this was one of the singles, and pretty strong for me, actually. I'm gonna give that on first listen a 6.5. Up next, we have another single. This is the only song on the album that Dave Mustaine wrote by himself. Again, shout out to Timu for getting co-writes on all this, dude. Imagine having co-writes on 9 of the 10 songs on Billboard 200's #1 album. That's got to be a pretty good feeling. Let's see what's going on with I Don't Care.
I don't care if I'm out of line. I don't care cause this life is mine.
No intro.
I don't care, you don't like what I say. I don't care and I won't obey. I don't care if you're getting high. I don't care when the truth is a lie. I don't care when the rope gets tight. I don't care if you live or die.
That's not nice.
I don't care what the headlines said. I don't care if all hope is dead. I don't care if I'm not your class. I don't care, you can kiss my ass. He was a hater and a thief, a maggot didn't need a traitor and a creep, a jack off and a sheep. You know a rat never learns, you get what you deserve. You gotta know that I just don't care. You gotta know, gotta know, gotta know. 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 I don't care if you're standing tall. I don't care if you take the fall. I don't care who you try to blame. I don't care, I don't play that game. I don't care if you're wrong or right. I don't care if you came to fight. I don't care if you call my bluff. I don't care, enough is enough.
All right, Timu.
He was a hater and a thief, a maggot didn't need a traitor and a creep, a jack off and a sheep. You know a rat never learns.
This is the
You get what you
chorus.
deserve. You gotta know that I just don't care.
All right, Dave Mustaine solo. Oh, him and Timu are trading here. solos are doing this interesting slow pan.
Was a hater and a thief, a maggot in dead meat, a traitor and a creep, a jack off and a sheep. You know a rat never learns. You get what you deserve. You gotta know that I just don't care. You gotta know, gotta know, gotta know.
Reminds me of Guns N' Roses.
Gotta know, gotta know.
You gotta know, gotta know, gotta know.
You gotta know, gotta know, gotta know.
Okay, I don't care. Which Ian's saying you gotta know. My first impression is, first of all, yeah, you do. And we know that you do care deeply. This is a he doth protest too much vibe. Very interesting chorus. He was a hater and a thief, a maggot and dead meat, a traitor and a creep, a jack off and a sheep. You know a rat never learns. You get what you deserve. You got to know that I just don't care. Okay. It reminded me of the sillier songs on the Use Your Illusion albums, which, by the way, big fan. It reminded me of like My World, Shotgun Blues. I was having trouble locating it, but it had a kind of that Axl Rose, pre-Chinese Democracy, but the crazy Axl Rose in those Use Your Illusion era songs. And it was an interesting listen. I don't know if I would listen to it again, but the Guns N' Roses things that it bubbled up in me, for that reason, I do give it a 5 out of 10. All right, up next we have curiously titled Hey God. Hey God, I need a minute of your time. I know
Hey
that...
God, I need a minute of your time. I know that I've been missing lately. I've had a lot of things on my mind. Hey God, I feel my life slipping away. There's so much left I wanna do. The years are passing by like days. Sometimes I feel so insecure as I walk these streets alone. Hey God, it feels like you're so far away. I know that it was me that moved. I never had that much to say. Hey God, I don't know why you care at all. I'm always taking up your time. I'm always missing when you call. Sometimes I feel so insecure as I walk these streets alone. So alone.
Pretty cool solo. All the solos are doing a weird panning thing.
Hey God, I always take, I never give. I know it doesn't look so good. It ain't the way I wanna live. Hey God, that's all I really got
That
for
stuff in the
now.
verse is so sick.
I thought that we'd
Very
have more
90s.
to say. Please let me know you're there somehow. Sometimes I feel so insecure as I walk these streets alone.
Is he walking the streets of Franklin, Tennessee alone?
Sometimes I feel so insecure as I walk these streets alone.
Do you?
Can you hear me? Hey God, hey God.
Wow. Okay. Hey God. First impressions. I did not like that song. Don't hit me with the confessional. I'm gonna talk to God for a minute, and then it's just so like, hey God, it's me. Uh-oh. Meet the real me. Where's that one at? We got it in here. Shit.
Gives me a migraine headache.
Oh boy. I mean, hold on.
Most valued possession.
I mean, I truly love Sweating Bullets. I mean, the Hey God thing. I mean, hey God, I need a minute of your time. I know that I've been missing lately. I've had a lot of things on my mind, dude. Have you? Hey God, I feel my life slipping away. There's so much left I want to do. The years are passing like days. I mean, it's sad. And then the big statement, the big core statement is, sometimes I feel so insecure as I walk these streets alone. In Franklin, Tennessee. Hey God, it feels like you're so far away. I know it was me that moved. I never had that much. This is like a praise and worship song, dude. The solos were boring. There's something really cool happening in the verses. I wonder if it was Dave or Tim who came up with it, but there's this awesome, like, textural kind of counter melody that sounds very 90s, very Brother Kane. And for that reason, I did give it a 2 out of 10. Moving right along here. Let There Be Shred. Is that the worst title ever? Let's see if the song can make up for it. Let There Be Shred. It's reminding me of something. I can't pin it. Pretty crispy riff.
The stage has been lit. Get up on your feet. Heart start to pound. Everyone get off your seat. I think they're spontaneously combust into flames. Destroying pretenders, only ashes remain. On the day I was born, a guitar in my hands, the earth started rumbling, a thunderous command to crash and to crash, to bang my head, to smash my guitar, let there be shred. The ants start to roar, a tsunami of sound, controlling the air, shaking the ground. Guitars are all screaming, they squeal with delight. Clawing fretboards away at the speed of light. On the day I was born, a guitar in my hands, the earth started
Ay, ay, ay.
thunderous command to crash and to crash, to bang my head, to smash my guitar, and let there be shred.
Ooh, I love this riff. Alright, Timu. I guess every song's gonna have a bunch of solos in it. I find that sort of boring and annoying. Don't these all sound the same? Let me kill the volume a little bit. I mean, don't these all sound the same to y'all? All right, let's go down at halftime, baby. I like the tempo changes. Alright, we're back up to normal speed.
At the end of it all, they're left in my wake. One by one they fall, one by one they break.
Okay, Let There Be Shred. I mean, it reminded me in a good way of Gwar. I mean, I'm a big Gwar fan. My beloved Gwar kind of reminded me of something off Battle Maximus. Here's the here's the difference. Gwar is supposed to be over the top and funny, and you know they're going to cut an alien's head off, and a bunch of alien blood and cum will splash on you. Dave is a little too serious for this material. Like, it's funny, but I don't know if he means it to be funny. The stage has been lit. Get up on your feet. Hearts start to pound. Everyone get off your seat. My fingers spontaneously combust into flames, destroying pretenders. Only ashes remain. He is killing you with the shred, dude. Well, the day I was born, a guitar in my hands. The earth started rumbling, a thunderous command to bash and to thrash, to bang my head, to smash my guitar, and let there be shred. I mean, guys, this is funny and not in a great way. And I'm also at the point now where the guitar solos are starting to sound really samey and really boring. Amazingly performed, and like I'm not saying I could do it better. There's nothing like that. But I'm just being honest. It's all kind of blending together for me. The tempo changes were nice in the song. That post-chorus 2 riff chug-a-lugged. I liked it. All right. I couldn't give it more than a 2, though. That one got a 2 out of 10. Up next, The Puppet Parade. Now, if you are a guy who started a band out of spite because maybe you got fired from Metallica, they did sort of, disgrace you by putting you on that Greyhound bus, shipped you off with no warning. And you go, you know what I'm going to do? He talks about he came up with the whole concept for Megadeth on that bus on the way back to L.A. or San Francisco, wherever the fuck. And he started this awesome band that has stood the test of time and sold millions of albums and all this. But if you're that guy and you're going to make your final album and you're going to put Ride the Lightning on it, don't put a song on it called Puppet Parade. Because all people are going to do is think about Master of Puppets. And it's hard not to believe that that was calculated. So let's see what's going on with Puppet Parade. Here we go. Track 5. I actually like this lyric.
I bite my tongue and sell the lie, pretend that I belong. Another shot, another high, make it a double, then make it strong. No voice, no choice, you must obey. When the blood runs cold in the plans we've made, where the strings are pulled and the traps are laid, where the lies are true and our lives are trade, as we march in line in a puppet parade. I ride the edge.
All right, so it is a Master of Puppets ripoff. You guys hearing these lyrics?
But all the colors start to fade and blur into the same. They say I've got it all. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
A king without a crown.
Tell it to the Reader's Digest.
But when I crash against the floor, I barely make a sound. No voice, no choice. You must obey. When the blood runs cold in the plans we've made, where the strings are pulled and the traps are laid, where the lies are true and our lives are trade, as we march in line
Ooh, let's get a little sensitive here.
Strings tied to my back.
Like a Master of Puppets.
Must smile like a hangman. You know it's an act. It's a curse. Tied to charades.
This sounds like Days of the New.
As they dance for the crowd.
Sounds like with Downtown.
Puppet parade.
This is awesome. That's cool. Okay, Puppet Parade. You know, it's As I Feared. This is a song called Puppet Parade by a guy that desperately wants to still be in Metallica, and it is a song about drugs using you as a puppet. I punch your clock, I play a role, but every day it's the same. The party's loud, the drinks are cold, but nothing dulls the pain. I bite my tongue, I sell the lie, pretend that I belong. Another shot, another high, make it a double and make it strong. I like that. I'm into that. No voice, no choice, you must obey. Obey your master? You can't do that, Dave. You can't do this. Dave. You can't do what you've done with this Metallica thing your whole career, and then on your final album, put a song called Puppet Parade about how you're not using drugs, the drugs are using you, yes, 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 and use the word obey. You can't do it. When the blood runs cold and the plans we've made, where the strings are pulled and the traps are laid, where the lies are truth and our lives are trade, as we march in line in a puppet parade. I mean, look, let's talk about what I liked about it. The music to the chorus is cool. There is an attempt at melody. I'm not sure how far it gets. The music rocks. The lyrics are bad. I love the post-chorus riff. The solos are awesome. These are my favorite solos. There's a killer halftime breakdown in the song. Musically, the back half of this song really did it for me. It's one of the stronger songs. It does take a hit for the blatant pandering to Metallica's Master of Puppets. And for that reason, I do give it a 5.5. So far, we haven't gotten beyond Tipping Point, which was a 6.5. Up next, we have Another Bad Day. A little lo-fi guitar. I'm happy to report that I like this so far. Okay, dude, we're rocking. I like this. It's His to Lose. This is my favorite so far.
Woke up on the floor again. No idea just where I've been. My phone is dead and the rent is due. I lost my job and I lost the dude.
Oh no.
Just another bad day. Another bad day.
He lost a tooth.
Another bad day.
Dude, it's a bad day when you lose a
It's
tooth.
just another bad day.
This is my riff, dude. Coolest riff on the album.
Try so hard to keep things straight, but every move just tempts my fate. You moved on and I stayed behind, trapped in a life I can't rewind. It's just another bad day.
That verse was better.
Another bad day. Another bad day. It's just another bad day. My life's a mess, but I call it mine. Dusted dreams in a cluttered mind. Every scar is a line I drew of everything that you put me through. It's just another bad day. Another bad day. Another bad day. It's just another bad day. It's just another bad day. Another bad day. Another bad day. It's just another bad day.
Ooh, reprising that riff. I love this part, dude. Give me the whole record of this. All right, well, let's start with the good. I mean, that's easily that opening and ending riff. Coolest riff on the whole album so far. We're on, that was track 6. And I said right before the lyrics started, it's his to lose. Woke up on the floor again, no idea just where I've been. My phone is dead and the rent is due. I lost my job, and I'm not making this up, guys. And I lost a tooth. It's just another bad day. It's a bad day when you lose a fucking tooth, dude. I mean, unless you're 10 years old or younger, it is a bad day to lose a tooth. I really don't like the choruses. The choruses really bring it down for me, and the drums need some sauce on them, baby. Let's get some reverb on the drum. Let's do something to the drums. Guitar solos, again, I sound as repetitive as guitar solos. They're boring, but they're awesome. They're no joke. They're very well composed and they're very melodic, and there's a lot of shred-tastic shit going on. But that's just not for me. I'm not interested. That's on me. I'm not saying. I'm just whatever. I don't know how else to say that. I tried so hard to keep things straight, but every move just tempts my fate. You moved on and I stayed behind, trapped in a life I can't rewind. I don't hate that either. It is kind of stunted teenage poetry, but I like it. That's like a poem I would have written in 8th grade. Verse 3, my life's a mess, but I call it mine. Dusted dreams and a cluttered mind. Every scar is a line I drew of everything you put me through. It's just another bad day. I don't know if are you 64 writing this song? I don't know. I had to give it, the riff is so good. The beginning and ending riff is so good that I had to give it a 6 out of 10. Could have been higher. We are working our way here to a blistering conclusion. The next song, Made to Kill. Oh, fuck yeah, Dave. Let's figure out what this is all about. Here's Made to Kill. Kind of sounds like You Could Be Mine drum intro. Pretty mean guitars, dude. like this riff a lot too.
Born to lose, trained to fight, hates the dark, defends the light, taught to pray, yet made to kill. Life's a game, do as thou wilt, wave the flag, then torch the town. Come in peace, then burn it down. Smoke and fire, choke the dawn. Every trace of life is gone. Hot sun, the desert war. Blood for gold, and guns will war. Red skies, on fall.
Can you hear like Tom Araya doing this?
Life of crude, all fields, the mighty fall, and the people kneel.
You should put a little Slayer in there. Payback's a bitch, motherfucker.
Thrones above in desert skies. Truth is sold in streaming lies. Prophets grow while children die. People know that they won't survive.
Guitars are panning again.
Foreign lands, kings all drink the blood-soaked sand. Votes are cast in smoke and steel. You say we the people, what's the deal? Wave the flag, then torch the town. Come in peace, then burn it down. Cold eyes, dead hands, the greedy own the desert lands, rusty tanks, Saharan rain, fleeting hope, and coming pain. Crack a smile, bite your tongue, play the fool, or die too dumb. Iron mist on golden dunes, freedom fades underneath the moons.
Ay, ay, ay.
Thrones above in desert skies. Truth is sold in streaming lies. Prophets grow while children die. People know that they won't survive.
Okay, Made to Kill. Great outro riff. I mean, he's ending a lot of these strong, which is pretty smart. But I am getting tired. I am getting tired of the album. I don't know what's going on with Made to Kill. Born to lose, trained to fight, hates the dark, defends the light, taught to pray, yet made to kill. Life's a game, do as thou will. Do as thou will. Wave the flag, then torch the town, come in peace and burn it down. I like that, actually. He gets into all this desert shit at the end. Burning maps, foreign lands, kings all drink the blood-soaked sand. Votes are cast in smoke and steel. You say we the people, what's the deal? Cold eyes, dead hands of greedy on the desert lands. Rusty tanks, a Saharan rain. Fleeting hope and coming pain. Crack a smile, bite your tongue, play the fool or die too young. Iron mist on golden dunes. Freedom fades underneath the moons. I got to give this one a 2 out of 10, dudes. That one's going to get a 2 out of 10. That's a no from me, dog, as they say in the parlance of our times. We've got 3 more here. Obey the Call. We're getting into the deep cuts. Let's see what's going on with Obey the Call. Let's see if there's a little surprise here around the bend. Cool intro. Kind of 90s. Little Alice in Chainsy. It's a really cool guitar part. the rhythm part. Again, every solo, it's like they learn this trick where you pan the solos.
A cracked horizon and silent screams. There's burned out cities that haunt my dreams. And there's ghosts in the gears of the war machine. It feeds on faith, but it bleeds gasoline. And the pawns will rise, and empires fall as the days unwind. Obey the call. False crusaders.
God, these long verses, dude.
Dressed in red, and they write their laws with molten lead. Frostbitten prayers and coded lies as we march down the path where all reason dies. And the pawns will rise, and empires fall as the days unwind. Obey the call.
Oh, goody, another solo. More panning.
And the pawns will rise.
Some melody here.
Empires fall as the days unwind. Obey the call.
Ooh, nice drums. More guitar solos. Whoa! That riff coming out of the solo is sick.
Obey the call.
Damn, I bumped that up. I bumped that up there at the end. He's finishing these songs really strong, which is really smart. I had it at a 3 out of 10. Then I bumped it to a 3.5, then a 4, then a 4.5. Very cool intro, a lot of guitar solos. They're doing this thing on this whole album. Anytime you hear, if you're listening in cans at all, anytime you hear a guitar solo, they're doing this thing where they're slowly panning it left to right, which is cool, like just a couple of times. We don't need that every time. And when him and Timu trade, what they should do is just have one of them on the left and the right. And then that way you sort of understand who's playing what. But interesting guitar work. There's cool riffs in this whole thing. The chorus, you know, there's an attempt at a melody in the chorus. Dave, unfortunately, can't really sing it. So if you grade on a curve, knowing kind of what their limitations are, it's another Megadeth song, you know. But some of these riffs kind of got me there at the end. There's like really cool drum shit. And for that reason, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Oh, no. And for that reason, I gave it a 4.5 out of 10. Up next, we have I am war.
As I read already down.
Ooh. Flanger. I see a little tonal texture, little effects. It's nice. That sounds good. The songs tend to start and end very strong.
I know me.
Hello, me.
I know myself.
It's me again.
I do not fear countless battles ahead. I will win. Then I go to war. Swifter than the wind, and the death of fire. I am war. I am hurt and pain. I am misery. I am loss and sorrow. I am war.
Okay. A lot of these would be killer instrumentals. I mean that sincerely.
To know you, I become you. Knowing every fear of each of my enemies. You go to war,
This musically is fucking awesome.
then seek to win. Appearing strong, when clearly you are weak. I am war. I am hurt and pain. I am misery. I am loss and sorrow. I am war.
Okay, Dave. This is sick. Kind of sounds like Ghost. Oh, they panned the solo. Isn't that cool?
I am war. I am hurt and pain. I am misery. I am loss and sorrow. I am war. I am hurt and pain. I am misery. I am loss and sorrow. I am war. I am war. I am war.
I am war. First lyrics, I know me, I know myself.
Gives me a migraine headache. Hello, me. Meet the real me.
This is one of my favorite songs on the whole album. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Flanger intro, we got some effects going on. It's sort of morose and plotting. There's a really cool bridge. The chorus has a lot of melody, and the guitar solo panned left to right. Can you believe that? Every solo is panning left to right. Like they just discovered the secret. But somehow that got the highest rating. After Tipping Point, which got a 6.5. Okay, the last note. And this is sad to me because Ride the Lightning, the cover, you guys know my thoughts about that. We've covered that. Is the bonus track, which, so I get it, it's a bonus track. But how poetic for the last song on your last album to be called The Last Note. It just feels like conceptually a misstep to the last thing that on your new album, which is your last album, to be this Metallica thing. It gums up the messaging. You see what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on with the last note, and then we'll find out what the final score was for the new Megadeth album.
One more spotlight.
Oh, it's a brooding one.
Starts to fade to black. One more winding road.
I like this.
I won't come back. The more I lived for, it starts to die. And now it's time for me to say the long goodbye.
Okay. I'm digging it.
Smile, the road has worn me thin.
God, these long verses.
Each song has got beneath my skin. The strings and I'm still scream and cry. And I can't outrun the spinning hands of time.
Time waits for no man.
One last night before the silence falls. One last chord to echo through these walls. The final curtain falls, a quiet end to it all. Now it's just memories in my mind. Just fading lights and names. If I ever play again, then let this last note never die.
Oh,
I burned up my youth almost every night. Each show became a battle and a fight.
well, did it.
Raised on chaos, fed by the crowd.
Guitar got heavy.
The guitar got heavy.
It's two meanings.
Lay it down. One last night before the silence falls. One last chord to echo through these walls. The final curtain falls, a quiet end to it all. Now it's just memories in my mind. Just fading lights and names. If I ever play again, then let this last note never die.
Oh, little classical guitar solo. Oh, we're back to Road Rash. Amazing. Wow.
The final curtain falls, a quiet end to it all. Now it's just memories in my mind. Just fading lights and names. If I ever play again, then let this last note never die. The final curtain falls, a quiet end to it all. Now it's just memories in my mind. Just fading lights and names. If I ever play again, then let this last note never die. Never die.
I like the reverse piano vibe.
Gold. They gave me a name, but every deal was signed in blood and flames.
Okay.
So here's my last will, my final testament, my sneer.
My sneer.
I came, I ruled. Now I disappear.
Wow. It has like a sad cowboy feeling or something. Okay, the last note. It tried to be epic. You know, he doesn't have the lyrical ability, and it's a shame. He should have had people co-write at least that song with him lyrically. Maybe Timu did. Oops, sorry. You know, there's a real opportunity there to sum up the career, the angst, the heartbreak, the success, the triumph. You know, everything you've been through. Travel. Your music took you across the whole world. Millions of fans, millions of albums sold. You know, tough years, great years. Years of substance abuse, years of getting clean, starting a family. You know, there's just all these really blunt imagery of like, the guitar got too heavy. I had to put it down. Each mile the road has worn me thin. Each song has gotten beneath my skin. The strings and amps still scream and cry, and I cannot run the spinning hands of time. That's okay. One last night before the silence falls, one last chord to echo through these walls. It's like, I don't know. We don't need to really... We're supposed to imagine you in like a gladiatorial arena with standing in front of a martial stack. It's just, the opportunity was to say something spiritual and human, not to continue pretending that you're like a metal ninja, like a metal adventurer. The final curtain falls, a quiet end to it all. Now it's just memories in my mind, fading lights and names. If I ever play again, then let this last note never die. Okay. I burned up my youth almost every night. Each show becomes a battle and a fight. Raised on chaos, fed by the crowd. The guitar got heavy, time to lay it down. And then he ends it. I mean, how are you going to put the word sneer in your like last thing, dude? They gave me gold, they gave me a name, but every deal was signed in blood and flames. All right. So here's my last will, my final testament, my sneer. I came, I ruled, and now I disappear. You're going to end your album with the name of a Metallica song. Why? Timu, why didn't you help him? Where were you? I give that song a 5 out of 10. I really like. I mean, most of these songs would be killer as instrumentals, honestly, but only really in such that they would accompany Road Rash 5. The aggregate score that I gave all of these is a drumroll, please. A 4.6 out of 10. The new Megadeth album. All right, we did it. And again, you know, it takes 6 listens to know whether you like something or not. This might still yet be my favorite, not only Megadeth album, but album of 2026. Who knows? Let me know what you think. Send me an email, metalupyourpodcastshow@gmail.com. There's ways to support the show. Check out the YouTube. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. I'll see you on the flippity floppity. Peace.